Back to the latest now on the war in Ukraine. As we first mentioned at the top of the newscast, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has announced that Canada will supply Ukraine with anti-tank weapon systems and upgraded ammunition as part of its third shipment of military aid. Nicole Martin tells us more.
Ukrainian forces have been holding off the onslaught of a land, air, and sea attack by Russia while millions try to flee the country. It all comes as President Vladimir Putin raised the stakes further by placing his country's nuclear forces on alert.
Putin's crime is to have chosen to invade a peaceful neighboring country and violate the UN Charter and the principles of sovereignty and territorial integrity. And the world will not stand by idly and watch it happen.
Which is why Defense Minister Anita Anand says she's working on sending more lethal aid to Ukraine.
We'll be sending 100 Carl-Gustaf anti-tank weapon systems and 2,000 rockets, which we will be working to deliver as quickly as possible in the coming days.
Foreign Affairs Minister Mélanie Joly is heading to Warsaw tomorrow, anticipating the shipments that will be delivered through Poland's borders.
My role in this is to make sure that this aid gets in the arms of Ukrainian soldiers that are fighting for their life and fighting for their motherland.
As ceasefire talks continue between Russia and Ukraine on the border with Belarus, the UN General Assembly opened an extraordinary emergency session with pleas for peace in Ukraine. The Assembly's president calling for an immediate end to this war.
The mere idea of a nuclear conflict is simply inconceivable. Nothing can justify the use of nuclear weapons.
Bob Rae, Canada's ambassador to the UN, spoke at the special session, adding that Ukrainians have been subjected to horrific acts of violence.
Canada and the international community will spare no effort to ensure that violations of international law in Ukraine are in fact investigated, that evidence is gathered, and that the perpetrators are held to account.
Russia took part in the delegations, but Western allies supporting Ukraine said Russia cannot explain the inexplicable.
Hundreds of killed Ukrainians, dozens of killed children. Russians keep attacking kindergartens and orphanages, thus committing war crimes and violating the Rome Statute.
Back on the front lines, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky signed an application for the country to join the European Union and has sent the documents off to Brussels.
I think all Canadians have been inspired by how President Zelensky and the people of Ukraine have stood up against this Russian onslaught. Following along on social media, in our nightly news, seeing the images of people defending their homeland, I can understand why so many proud Ukrainian Canadians are looking to support in any possible way.
But at this time, Trudeau made it clear that Canadian troops are not being sent into Ukraine. Nicole Martin, CHCH News.